Happy Wednesday, people. Welcome to the Kris the Critic show. I'm Kris, my lovely co-host Gina B.
Hey.
You look amazing today.
Well, you're very sweet. Thank you.
Thank you. I have to have someone who looks really nice on here so people come back for the next week.
They come back to see you, Kris. It's not about me.
Maybe my family. Actually, my family doesn't even know about this because my mother would be ashamed of me.
Yeah, and my family doesn't either.
How was your week?
It was good. It was, a long weekend, and that always means more work during the week, right?
Yeah, and for those of us with little ones, it was the end of the quarter. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you know this, but during the pandemic, parents have been doing their share of homework too.
Yeah.
So,
a lot of homework.
So homework was all due Monday. So I probably spent a little time making sure homework was done as well.
Do you do the homework? Do you know the new math?
Of course, I do not do the homework at all.
Ever.
That would be wrong.
Wouldn't it?
Look, people, we got a good show tonight. I got guests coming tonight. The title of this show, and I know people looking, it's called Ladies Speak.
That's right.
Now,
ladies, woo.
Those who know me, even though I have a big heart and I'm a nice guy, I'm sort of a guy's guy, a little bit too male-ish.
He is, yes.
But
that's the
I'm putting it all out on the line. The title of tonight's show is called Ladies Speak. So tonight, and this is for possibly my people who are not married. You've been married. You want to be married. Through social media, I've seen the reason for this show. I've seen a disconnect. I've seen Gina B. Sorry. One of Gina's 5 phones making noise.
One of my phones.
I've seen maybe through the signs of times. It's letting me know that all is not well between male-female relations or those on the dating scene. Now, granted, I'm going to say this at the beginning. This is for everybody. Here are the rules of the show. We're going to acknowledge that as black men, and I'm speaking for all of us in the country, we love you.
All of you.
We love you. We appreciate you. And we will try to do better. We just got that out of the way, right? Now, because it might get mixed up in here a little bit. So I did that now. And hopefully at the end of the show, you'll say we love you too. So without further ado, in this show, and I need comments from my audience. If you are a woman and you want to chime in, we will try. Gina B, you're keeping track of all the comments?
I am.
All right, and guys, I might need some help. This is the first time in the history of the show I have no notes.
Kris don't got a list.
Because I figure 4 women are going to be on the show.
I
got to be ready to duck and move, and I cannot be stuck to a script. So, without further ado, I'm going to ask my producer. I'm going to try to bring them in. I'm going to bring my guests in. I have 3 very beautiful, well-spoken women. And let's see, I got at least 1. There's 2. I see somebody's house. 3. Oh. So, hopefully at some point, there is 1. So, I'm going to introduce them. I'm still waiting on 1. Until our 3rd guest come in, I'm going to go at least in the order I see them. Megan, are you there? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I'm here.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
1 second. I think you guys are muted. Technical difficulties. 1 second. I'm going to take a sip of water.
Take a big sip. So, what made us think about this show?
1 second. First off, let me introduce them real quick. Megan, can you hear us?
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Well, I can't hear her loud enough.
I can't hear Megan.
No, I can't hear Megan.
Nope.
Megan, 1 second. We're having some technical difficulties. So, Gina, you asked a question. 1 second, ladies. I apologize.
Yeah.
For our
in the meantime,
you asked me why we did this show.
Yeah. Why? This was Kris's idea.
Listen. And I know we do it jokingly. Social media has sort of amplified relationships and how you feel. People want to broadcast everything that's going on in their life. Mm-hmm. They broadcast it. Wait a minute. I think I can hear folks. Megan, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good.
Oh, Megan, raise your hand so the listening folk can see. So that's Megan, and then we have in the blue Camille. Camille, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey, Camille.
Camille.
Now, I can hear you perfect. Now, I don't see my third guest. Is Luana around anywhere? Herb, you know what? The camera's on you.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I see you.
Yeah, but I'm not on your screen.
You are. Okay, where is?
She's not there.
She says she's here.
We hear her.
I can hear her.
I'm here. I see you.
I
I
don't
promise
see her.
this will
Myself.
rectify itself soon.
Okay, I'm
We
sorry.
sort of see your house, but we don't see you.
That's not.
I promise
That's
you.
not my house.
That's me.
Okay, will you stop leaving?
Not my house.
Okay, we don't see her. She's on. She's. I can't see her.
I see that. You know what? Flip it around. Flip it around.
Flip your
we can see
camera
you. We need
around.
to
Is
flip
something
the camera
going
around.
on,
Me?
Luana? Yes.
Yeah, you, Luana. Okay. Yeah. Well, there you are, right there. Okay. I see you popping in now.
You see her?
Yeah.
That's me, right?
Yeah. No, it's cool.
not
Luana. Wait. No. Who's in the blue?
That is Camille.
That's me.
Oh, my bad. Camille's in the blue.
Luana.
Still, I don't see myself. In
Luana, we can't see you at all
Okay.
until you.
You all saw me earlier.
Okay. We're gonna need to.
I'm here.
Okay,
I
here's what we're gonna do. I want you
saw
to.
me earlier. I'm not
Luana, I need you to keep playing with that camera
Keep
because.
playing with it.
And then I'm gonna. I want to hear from our guests, and we're gonna get started, and we're gonna keep working on that. Okay? But I still need you to talk and keep working on that. If you can't, you can't. But
I don't know what else to do.
come out and come back in. Okay. All right, Megan. First, Megan. Thank you for joining, by the way. So I'm going to ask you all, and there's no format for this show. Megan, you probably know me the least of the guests, but feel free. Camille
That's
and
probably your
Luana,
advantage.
Camille, Gina B, Camille and Luana curse me out at least once a week
Okay.
for being too much of a man. I mean, and that's okay. Because I think highly of them. That's why they're here. So thank you for joining, Megan. The reason we have you all here, because we want to talk about those who are have been married, are dating, or in general. This is women's chance to say what they think black men could be doing better. Because admittedly, I'm part of the group. I can say this. We have a lot of flaws. There are some disconnects.
Okay, now before we start this,
Go
let me
ahead.
just say there's going to be a lot of men who are going to want to chime in on this and say, well, what about women? What y'all doing?
I have a show
All
for them
that.
next week.
Exactly.
not
So
for them.
just bite your tongue. Don't leave any caustic comments.
Right. Now-
Tonight's for the women. Next week's for
And
y'all.
fellas, I will fight back, fellas, a little bit, but this show is for them. This won't be this is not a Kevin Samuels show.
Yeah, we don't, exactly.
So, with that, tell us a little bit about yourself, Megan, in a minute or less so the people looking can know who they have. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, will you give me some topics to cover? Just
I know we talking about you. Married, single, whatever. I know you, they don't.
What are you looking? Well, okay, go ahead.
okay. Well, I
can see
I am
why.
not married. I was
Okay.
married for almost a decade. I have 3 kids. I'm a new realtor. So
Congratulations on the new gig.
Thank you. And I've just been honestly just enjoying my life and having a good time and kind of redefining myself in the last couple of years.
Got it. We're going to start off questions with you, but first I want to do introductions since we can now see Luana. Camille, thanks for joining the show. Camille,
Oh,
Camille?
thanks, Kris.
married, single, what? Divorced, have been married?
You know what, Kris? I have been married. I've been married twice. I am currently separated, but I guess just separated for quite some time, but not all the way. So I guess I am really still married.
Okay, if you've been married twice, you know how to get them. You know how to land them. So we gonna really look forward to you. Are you first, let's get Luana, and we gonna come back to you, Luana.
Hi, my name is Luana. I'm currently single. My children are grown. I'm in a relationship. It's kind of complicated right now, but I'm open.
Gina, don't you love that when they say complicated?
Yeah, I like, and I also I like Camille. I'm separated, but not all the way.
Yeah, Camille. Hey, she's a rider.
I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Real quick, is everybody dating or looking to date?
Absolutely.
Show of hands up, please. Okay, good. I like it.
Okay.
So
okay, cool.
you want? All right, I'm gonna let Gina lead most of this. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna chime in. Well, most of them. I'm gonna chime in where needs be to stick up for the fellas because I want these. I chose these ladies specifically because I said at least Luana and Camille curse me out once a week when I get out of pocket, and I've asked them to be themselves. Don't be their phony version of themselves. Be their real selves
be
tonight.
Authentic.
So,
that's what we like.
so Gina B, you want to start off?
Okay,
let's start off with Megan.
Let's start off with some establishing things. Okay, so for all three of the ladies, and we can go, whatever order. What are you when you're dating? If you're dating right now, what are you looking for? Are you looking for your next husband? Are you looking for someone to have fun with? Are you looking for an FWB? Like what is that?
What's FWB?
Friend with benefits.
I should know that. I've been married a while.
Bonjour. Okay, go ahead.
I'm looking for all of the above.
Okay, all of the
one thing.
Any of the things. Okay.
Let's start left to right. Megan, we don't know you as well. Tell what are you looking for, Megan? Because Luana, I got a specific question for you. Go ahead.
Honestly, I am just looking to have a good time, have fun. I was married for a long time, and I'm not in a rush to get married again. I'm not saying I won't ever get married again, but I'm definitely not in a rush. So, my life is really busy between my kids and work. So anybody who's going to be in my life needs to be like, I need to be able to have fun with that person. And honestly, at this point in my life, that's really important to me.
So let me get to the crux of the show, and you other ladies think of this. Megan's going to kick it off. Megan, I need to know, how are these brothers doing out here? What's the good, the bad, and the ugly? All right, we got that. What you seeing out here? Dudes messing up, they got money, they broke. Are they messing up in the bed? I mean, you've been married, you've been out the game. What's going on out here?
It's different. I'll definitely say it's different. So, when I was, before I got married pretty young, so I was in my early 20s. So then when you're married for a while, you reemerge on the dating scene again. It's like, it's like a culture shock a little bit. There's online dating. Online dating didn't exist before when I was single before, so I'd never done it. I feel like it's complicated. I feel like people make dating more complicated than it needs to be.
Okay.
I feel like years ago, it was just you like somebody, you call them, go out, you express your feelings, and now it's like all this other nuances that you have to kind of learn how to navigate.
All right. So, Carmen, how are you feeling about it?
Camille,
I'm sorry. Why did I say Carmen? Camille. I'm sorry, Camille.
We're working on Camille.
What did we say? What do you think?
Camille,
I'm sorry.
I just feel that it's all over the place. Me personally, I feel that everybody's disconnected. I think that social media it's like we're just on information overload. There's an overload of information and pictures, and nobody can concentrate like for more than 2 days. It's like you engage someone, you meet someone, and you engage them, and then after 3 or 4 days, then it's like, and it's mutual. I don't care about them just as much as they're not about me.
Right?
I'm just as guilty.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that there's some inconsistencies. Everybody seems to be inconsistent.
Okay, that's fair. All right, Luana, what?
Let's ask Miss Complicated. What's going on?
Yeah, Miss Complicated. What do you think?
Dating nowadays is hard. As the previous two ladies spoke, with the new social media, getting out and meeting people, it's just kind of hard for people to be their authentic selves. You don't really know what you're getting into because people show their best side, especially if you meet them online dating. They show their best side, and then when you get to know them, it's something different. And Kris, you asked the question earlier, are men messing up nowadays? And I would just say, yes, the experiences that I've had since COVID-19 started have been horrific. They've been horrible.
Oh, really? So they've been worse in COVID with online dating? And how?
It's not even wasn't really that it was online dating. It was people that were trying to reconnect after years of being disconnected, or people that you once knew a long time ago. I guess they're bored. Now they're in your inbox.
Like,
hey,
how you doing? Right.
I always like you know, I would like to go out. I mean, I had this one guy, I've known him for years. So he starts saying, "Oh, I always thought you were beautiful. You know, I would like to get to know you. And, you know, I'm bored right now." So I was like, "Okay, you know, we could do that." He was like, "Well, can I take you out?" I was like, "Sure, no problem."
Right.
Gave him my availability. Crickets, crickets, crickets. Then literally 4 weeks later, "What's up? You dropped off the scene, huh?"
Now, I'm going to speak for some of the men, and I want a follow-up question. I think you all are 100% right. I don't disagree with any of that. I think LaWanda and Camille point out this. Well, all three of them mentioned social media dating.
Yeah.
You got a lot of men juggling a lot of different activities.
Lots of juggling.
It's that
Every
women too, but this y'all show. But you got a lot of men juggling a lot of. But the question I want to ask is, kudos to black women. Education-wise, I don't know if people know this. They are the most educated group in the country. And right now, as it stands, black women, kudos to y'all, are out-earning a lot of men. So I want to know, everybody know there ain't no money around it because the rent still got to be paid.
Right.
Are you all running into a lot of men who, for lack of a better word, a lot of broke dudes or men that you feel can't afford you? And is that a barrier, do you think? We'll start in reverse order this time. LaWanda, you first.
I would say that most men that I meet make significantly less than I do, but it's not necessarily saying that they can't afford me. They just need to prioritize. And men are bad at prioritizing.
I'm taking notes.
And prioritize specifically what? Like prioritize your dating?
Finances. You know,
their finances.
I like to travel. I like to do a lot of things. And they might not can afford the trips that I could do or go to the places that I like to go to. And I understand that they can't do that all the time. But if you want a vacation, I'm not going to pay for the vacation, not all of it. You prioritize your finances, save a little money, and let's do it.
Okay. Fair answer.
That's fair. That's fair. All right.
Camille.
Well, for me personally, I don't even entertain guys that I even feel like they want anything to do with my money. So, you know.
Amen. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Yeah, the universe don't even really bring that type to me. I don't even entertain the idea in my aura, period.
I feel you, sis.
Do you feel there's a lot of broke dudes out there trying to step though?
Hell yeah.
Fellas, get your weight up. Megan, you've probably been single the least amount of time. But so what do you think the landscape is like?
I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to speak on that piece, but I will say that I just think it's important that you're aligned with the person that you're dating. Like Luana had stated, you know, if you're the type of person that you like to go out a lot, you like to travel a lot, and the person that you're dating is not able to do that, that's going to restrict, honestly, for me, it would restrict my quality of life, right?
Right.
So
Exactly.
there's not necessarily a price point, but I think for you, you know, each individual has to make that assessment of what, what your priorities are, and if the person you're dating has those same priorities as you.
Right.
So it's as simple as that.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. We finished your thoughts. I was going to move on to another subject.
I guess then there's money for a minute.
Okay, save money.
All right, so because I think that's a big issue. Because if I'm being honest,
well, I think sometimes we don't even get to the money part. But go ahead.
But there are a lot of men and women see on social media, right? You hear this toxic masculinity. I hate that word, by the way, because I believe if there's good, there's bad. If there's up, there's down. If there's toxic masculinity, there's toxic. But it's Women's Day. So, but I think there are a lot of men who feel a certain way if they can't afford a chick and they project their angst onto women. I see the post. Well, women just want to do with money. They just want to, and I used to fight that, but I see it. I just want to know how prevalent it is, because I purposely picked 3 good-looking women that I knew people stepped to.
Right.
All of these women drive some badass vehicles, so I'm like, oh, what's it like out there? You know what I'm saying?
It's a good question.
So I acknowledge that. So I'm wondering.
That's one of the hangups.
I'm a bartender. I'm a bartender. So, I'm sorry.
One at a time. Okay.
Go ahead. I think LaWanda started, then we go Camille.
I get them. Okay, I get them even drunk, you guys. By me being a bartender and in that whole nightlife and with people in an altered state, you wouldn't believe the stories that I tell you.
Oh, I bet.
Okay.
I bet.
Now, before we leave,
they lose their inhibitions and they tell you all kinds of stuff.
I'm reading this for ladies and men, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. I did do a little bit of research. Mm-hmm. Black women, according to research, take it for what you want. I think it's not a bad thing. Money is important. I have 3 daughters, and I tell all of them, don't date anybody ever broke. I don't want to meet the guy, because if you date for fun and some dudes with no money, you'll end up with a dude with no money.
Exactly.
So don't even entertain that. So, Camille, kudos to you. Somebody taught you right. But they say that how important is income for a good husband? 2/3 of black women say it's very important. Only 1/3 of white women. Now, one of the reasons is more white men have money, so it's less of a concern.
Exactly.
So I get it. My point is, fellas, if you think money isn't important, you are lying to yourself. All right. So, and I always tell people, you can date a dude who makes less, but that pot can't be short. You know what I'm saying? The pot can't be short.
Well, the other thing that can contribute to the white women only feeling like only 1/3 of them is that a lot of them have family money, and a lot of them won't.
Of their own.
They don't have the threat of being broke, right? So irrespective of who they're with, they're good. You know what I mean? So that could be it. But regardless of all that.
You can continue. I'm gonna shut up.
Oh. So now he continues along the path of money. And I was thinking, like, even before you get to the money, I'm thinking that they're, are black men, are they asking you out? Like, are people going on dates? Like, what's going on right now?
Good question.
Still date.
You still date. So when you date, are you going on traditional dates, or is he just like, let's just meet up somewhere? Can we have coffee? Like, what are these dates? What are the dates consisting of?
I'm traditional.
Okay.
I feel like I want you to drive. I don't want to drive. Or either I'll meet you there.
Okay.
And I feel like a dating should be an experience. I want to do something or go someplace that I've never been before, that, possibly where neither of us have been before. I mean, we live in Chicago. Like, damn, it's Chicago.
Right. There's stuff to do, right? I mean, there's
Chicago.
So, okay, how about the other two? I mean, are you getting approached for actual dates, or what's going on?
I get approached for all of the above. I'm more so of a traditional dater, but
Okay.
I'm open. I'm a little bit guarded, paranoid, if you could say that. But I am open for traditional dates. But if a guy wants to meet up and have a drink or have coffee, I don't drink coffee, but I have a cup of tea.
Right.
I'm open for that. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be dinner, the traditional dating style. I'm open to all of the above as long as I'm having a good time.
Okay, great. And Megan, what?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because, so we have this kind of microwave, society, right? Like, people can just throw away anything, if they want to upgrade, it's easy to, click a couple buttons and purchase, right? And so same thing with like dating, I see that in dating people, it's so easy to swipe left or right. It's so easy to ghost somebody. It's so easy to think that, I'll just get rid of somebody and there's somebody better around the corner, right? There's this illusion that there's just constant options.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think people are dating kind of like there's this revolving door. And so because of that, from what I've heard, I think that men don't want to put a whole lot of money into those first few dates because they don't know whether it's going to go to amount to anything. So you're taking this woman out to this expensive date, and then you end up not liking her. So I think the trend now is like to go on a coffee date or something really low key. But the problem is that like people aren't putting even enough effort into that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like just like even if you are going to make it a coffee date or some, walk around the park, at least plan it out.
Right.
Like
Okay.
plan somewhere to go, at least take the lead on it. I think, I've seen there's a little bit of this casual, like, man, I'll just meet you, whatever. And
Right.
it just makes you feel like you're just part of the, the assembly line, the revolving door. And I think that that art of dating is definitely.
No, I feel
Good
you.
answer. Good answer. Hey, listen. No, go ahead.
I was going to say that when I was dating, I remember liking having drinks as a first date for a few reasons.
Is this before your Instagram model career?
Shut up. When I
Y'all didn't know.
Back when I was dating, Instagram didn't exist. So post one picture.
We're gonna have to take a.
Next thing
I got to take a public.
Okay.
I got to make an announcement. So, go ahead and finish.
Okay, so my quick point is, I just like having drinks as a first date. Why? Because drinks can last 20 minutes or they can last 2 hours. So if you don't like him, you can bail out of there after that first cocktail. Two, you can see if he has a drinking problem. I once dated a man who managed to squeeze about 6 drinks in about 30 minutes. And so I said, no, thank you. We are not going to be continuing because he could barely stand up after we were done. So that was my thing. Anyway, Kris wants to.
No, real quick. In a second, we're going to take a short break. But ladies, here's what we're coming back with. Megan, you're going to be first up. I need to know, because now that we done got the whole everything's working well now. I want to know what pisses you the F off about men. All right? Period. I want to hear it out. And we'll start there.
Yeah, start with that.
We'll start
I think
there.
that will take us to a different.
That will
take us to our next set of questions.
Yeah, so we're going to take a quick 2-minute break. I just want to remind everybody, right after my show, Brian Foster's In the Zone is going to be here. Great topic. I looked ahead to see what he was talking about. Co-parenting is the topic on his show. That's always real juicy. A couple fights, I'm sure, break out after the show.
Always.
So, ladies, we're going to take 2 minutes. Gina and I are going to go have a shot.
Because of course we are.
Because that's what we do. And then we're coming right back, so don't move. And Megan, you're up first. What pisses you off about dating and men that makes you want to pull your hair out? So that's the question that I want all y'all to think about coming up next.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
All right.
All right, all right. We are back with Kris the Critic. We've got our beautiful guests here with us today. In case you have missed this is Ladies Speak. We are talking about women and how we feel about dating and where men are falling a little short of our expectations. And so before our break, we promised that with our three gorgeous guests, we would talk about the topic of what pisses you the hell off about men. And I think Kris mentioned that Megan would go first on this. So, Megan, we're putting you on the spot right now. So tell us, what is it that pisses you the hell off about men and dating?
You know what? So when I was married, I remember seeing this post that somebody had put on Facebook that said like the dating scene basically was comprised of men and women competing to see who could convince the other person that they were like the least interested.
Uh-huh.
And I read that, I'm like, that's crazy. Like, is that really what? And I see that it's kind of true.
Yeah.
So the thing that I think is common, and
okay, if you got background noise, please mute it out. Okay, thank you. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so like, I have a lot of girlfriends who I talk to about this, and I just think it's like a lack of intentional effort. It's just, if it takes you a week to respond to a text message, just take me off the list. Like, it's not that serious. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't take you that long to be responsive to somebody that you're supposedly interested in.
Okay, so the lack of response time, the lack of like display of actual interest is the problem. Okay, all right, cool. Camille, what are you thinking?
I'm sorry, guys. I had to plug up my phone, so I had to change locations. Now I'm in my bedroom, but
okay,
I'm being authentic.
Okay, so now that you're relocated, tell us what pisses you the hell off about men and dating.
What pisses me off is that they all seem to think that we're out here waiting to be chosen by them. Before I met you, you didn't think that I had a life. You don't think that I have options. It's almost like black men have this image that all black women are out here desperate and dateless and waiting to be chosen by them. As if that's my take on it. It's almost as if
they're the prize.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That's a good point, and I never thought of that.
Yeah, you know what? Some of them can treat you that way. I feel you. Luana, what?
You be feeling like, dude, like I just had sex 4 days ago. What are you talking about?
Like, look, you're not doing shit for me.
Yeah, I was just riding some dick 4 days ago. So,
okay.
And I think that plays into what I said. Why, men aren't putting forth that effort. Like,
right.
Like I've met guys who are like, well, literally have told me like, I'm the prize. This is what I deserve. I was like, okay.
Yes.
Like, go find that.
Wait a minute, you had guys say that they're the prize?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard that.
What were they? Now let me ask you a question. So the guys that think they're the prize, are they like what's their profile? Are they like the professional corporate black man type, or like what is their archetype?
Good question.
Absolutely not. They're not the professional type.
Wow.
No.
They think more highly of themselves than.
Well, you know what? Guys.
Go ahead.
That was Luana.
Luana, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Camille, it's on you. Camille, stop moving so much. You're blurry a little bit. Now you're moving all around. You're drinking too. We drinking too.
I was wondering, should I put my camera to the side or up?
You good, just like
You're
that.
Good like this. Okay, stay
Listen,
where you are.
All of you all look beautiful. If you see me on my phone, I'm taking notes. I got guys texting me like, who are they? Asking, I'm like, well, relax. So y'all look great. But
are you waiting to get chosen, or you wouldn't be dating? Our producer decided to just chime in on this one. Oh, was that Brian? Oh, Brian's in the booth, y'all. So the supposition is that they think they're the prize, and we rightfully think that we are.
I don't think it's a problem to think that you're the prize. I think there are a lot of women that walk around that also feel that they're the prize. Everybody feels that they're the prize. Where the problem is the arrogance that comes with that feeling that you're the prize.
Very well said, Megan.
instead of approaching somebody and thinking about, what kind of value can I add to that person's life, or what kind of value do I see in that other person that I can, that I find desirable, everybody's just walking around like thinking I'm a 10. I'm a 10, I deserve this. I'm a 10, I deserve that. And everybody's just like missing each other.
And everyone's, as Kris says, Kris is very famous for saying that don't be a 6 looking for a 10, right?
I've never say that.
Oh, whatever.
What I say,
Yes,
I can tell you like I tell up. What I say is, and if you want to quote me, you sort of are what you pull. That's what I say.
Fair point. I mean, but that's
Man
the
or
same as
woman.
don't be a 6 looking for a 10. Like
Man,
if you're
are
a 6,
you-
looking for a 6.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You can pull. You are what you pull. I mean, I'm not saying people do over-index. I'm an example. See, I did that, baby. My wife's looking. I over-index. All right. I mean, I do have a particular set of skills that get me over.
Okay, cool.
But I over-indexed. She could. I've seen the dude. People over-index.
Okay.
So I'm not one to tell people what they can't get. But if you're getting the same results, do something different.
But the point I think that Megan is making is that
Megan made a great point.
reduce your ego.
Absolutely.
And just kind of, just accept the other person. And if you're both prizes, that's amazing.
I was going to save this to the 10 minutes too, Mark. But Megan, on that, do you think it's just men? I mean, it's Women's Day. But do you think it's just men, or do you think there are the fair share of women who do that as well?
I think everybody is a little narcissistic these
Okay.
days. I mean, obviously I'm saying everybody, it's not literally everybody, but I don't know. I think everybody's so into themselves and so focused on what they think they deserve that they end up missing people.
Right.
You end up missing a good mate because you're so focused on yourself and what you think you should get, I don't know.
I agree. I tend
We
to
had
agree.
a good question earlier from. I'm looking at some of the questions while you do this.
Questions. Go ahead.
Because I got to let some of the brothers talk. I got some smart guys.
I see all the brothers' comments flying
Jamal
across the-
Matuka pointed.
Oh, Jamal.
My man Jamal pointed out a good point. Somebody said earlier, guys don't want to overextend early, and I felt him. He said, "Are we mad at men for being sort of strategic?"
I saw that one.
Because I get women.
let me
I
be
hear
clear.
women saying, I had a woman. I don't want to go out to if I don't like this restaurant. I'm like, whoa, slow down. He doesn't even know you.
Well, that's cool, but we also sort of blame men for not being strategic at the same time. So it's like fine that you're strategic, but then to have absolutely no idea what you're going to do on a date is kind of a problem too.
Yeah, it's not okay. For some people, for me, it's not about where you take me or how much money you spent. It's the fact that you actually thought about it.
Exactly. Put the thought
Cared
in.
enough to plan it out we could be going down to Starbucks for all I care.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
it's not that hard. Like that's free. Like thinking is free. Planning is free. Go on the internet, Google date ideas. It doesn't really take that much effort.
And also,
Right.
if you guys
ask me what I want to do on a date, don't ask me what I want to do. Plan something. Surprise me. Plan something. Don't say you want to go out and then say, well, what do you want to do?
Fellas, y'all taking notes. I haven't heard anything. Because I've gotten into social media battles, but they're saying all they saying right now is the truth. Now I have nothing to say.
And when I was dating, this hasn't changed much, right? Because when I was dating, I used to rule guys out for, they'd ask me out, and they would even in some cases come pick me up, and they would be like, "So what do you want to do?" Like, "Oh, so you drove all the way over here and picked me up, and when I got in the car, you still have absolutely no idea what you want to do with me." Like that is not impressive as far as I'm concerned at all.
That's true.
One more point. I see this argument on social media all the time about like, well, I'm not paying for this. If I pay for this, then she better tip, and all this arguments about who's tipping and who's paying.
Yeah, that's
ridiculousness.
Yeah.
To me, like
unfriend them.
For me, I feel like I need a man to be the one to pursue in the beginning. But and I think men are afraid to do that because they're so concerned. Well, she didn't tip or she didn't whatever on the first date. But if you really find a good woman, she's going to pay that back to you.
Absolutely.
In dividends, right?
Maybe, and I think that makes sense.
Point.
And maybe because I've been married a while, I'm out the game. But men I used to plan dates. I mean, you didn't want your name out there being bad. That that dude went to a weak restaurant or this, that, and the other.
These days they don't care.
I think it's the social media thing because
It's got to be.
I missed out on all that free love.
Free love. Oh my God.
Wait a minute, I'm going there next. My next question is about sex.
Like now, it's like they call like a Russell Wilson's a simp and all of that. Like, it's not cool to be a gentleman, and I'm still trying to figure out like why they rag on Russell Wilson.
They shouldn't.
Russell Wilson is that dude.
Wilson, let me tell you what Russell Wilson does. He is interested in keeping his relationship.
Absolutely.
Like he is openly in love with his wife.
And Future's scared to say something because Russell Wilson will beat the fuck out of Future.
Future does. But my point is like, what's wrong with being openly in love with your woman? You should be. And
I'm scared of my wife, so I got, that has nothing to do with tonight.
Although this is women speak, I'm going to put a little bit of this on women. I mean, I think guys have lost it because women have allowed it.
And Luana, I was gonna get there in the last 7-8 minutes. I knew you all had some good stuff to say, so I do appreciate it. But that is where I was going with this. I want to know, have things become, because all three of you mentioned social media, do you think guys don't work as hard because they're getting a lot, or they're getting women overextending themselves sexually or whatever, and not making them work? I mean, admittedly, men are simple creatures, me included. We're not always, I'm not saying we're stupid, we're simple.
Very simple.
So, do you think it's too many? Go ahead.
Women have made it easy. Some women have made it easy. And it's
Very
like
easy.
picking an apple. It's like picking an apple. You're not going to climb to the top of the tree to get the apple to put forth that effort. You can just reach up and grab it.
Right. That's true.
Hold on, I'm over here like this. Y'all saying some shit. Y'all saying some shit.
I gotta walk the elephant in the room. I gotta bring the elephant out in the room.
Go ahead.
The elephant in the room is that there are a lot of men on the down low. I see it. I see it all the time.
I didn't know that was. I didn't even know that was the elephant you were bringing. But is it?
That would surprise me too, actually. So yeah.
But wait a minute, Camille. Now that you say that, and this is not a political conversation, because I'm gonna blame the liberals for this, and I don't want the alphabet people to shut me down, but. It's funny you say that. I think that there are also a lot of women who like both flavors of ice cream.
That is not the same.
No. I'm not down in it. I'm not down in it. I just want to know, do you think that's one of the reasons it makes it hard for women who want a man to date for serious and move along to marriage?
What do you mean by we like both flavors
of ice cream? No, here's what I'm saying. I think there's way more promiscuity in the game than it used to be. And I think for those women who want a serious relationship with a man, and again, we just said men are simple creatures.
Right.
If they're having all this fun and frivolous and and twosomes, threesomes, etc., does that make it hard for a woman who just wants a regular dude, who just wants a woman, a nice girl?
But what does this have to do with men?
She brought it up. I did.
On the down low.
I would have to agree with Camille. Some men are not looking for relationships with women. They're fronting with women because that's not what they really desire. So we cannot overlook that.
I'm not buying all of that, but I'm not a woman.
Never be enough.
I know I'm not a woman. I don't know.
It will never be enough because that's not what they want.
I'm not saying that that's the case with all men that are hard to date, but it's the case with quite a few.
Really? When I was dating, I wanted more women.
Well, because you're not gay.
I couldn't have enough of them.
You're not gay, so you're you know.
Let me just be clear. It's nothing wrong if you're gay. If that's your thing,
right.
Do that.
Absolutely.
But don't hide. Exactly. Wait a minute. Is that a big? So Luana, you feel like Camille does? Is that many gay dudes out here? Or
I would say from having a young an adult daughter, that it's more prevalent than we think.
Well, the younger generation is
a little more fluid,
extra liberal. My oldest daughter, and I would have never done this. Her and the dude she was dating, it's Pride Month, went to the Pride Parade last time. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, because I don't want to get shut down. But that's something I would have never done when I was younger. Did you see me and my home? That ain't. I just don't get out.
I mean, he's with his woman, so like. What?
But why go?
I just feel like
The Pride Parade.
I just feel like I come across.
It's a good time. Drinks are flowing. It's a good time.
The music's usually good.
What happened? The Pride Parade?
Yeah.
It's a little too extra freaky for me.
I said the Pride Parade is usually a good time. It's drinks and edibles flowing, good music.
Yep.
I don't like seeing all those big, strong dudes in panties or whatever. Because I'm only 5'10" on a good day. I might get snatched. I don't want to get.
Anyway, we're a little far afield right now. Okay, so let's bring it back.
Well, we got 7 minutes. Go ahead.
Let's bring it back because we got a little far on the deep end about all that. Now, what do you think could happen that would improve relations with men and women?
That's exactly where
would that? What would that look like to you? Let's start with Lawana.
It would look like a lot of self-accountability and responsibility, emotional maturity, social awareness. I mean, it's a lot of things that both men and women can work on to make our experience with each other pleasant.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fair.
That was a good answer.
All right, Megan, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know why it's so complicated. I mean, why is it complicated for people? It's just be yourself. I don't know. Have fun.
Right.
Let go of your your overarching expectations and stop, being overbearing and controlling. Just have fun.
Maybe get your ego out of it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I feel like people make it way more complicated than it needs to be.
Okay. Camille, what do you think? That's fine.
I just think that everybody should just relax and just, try to be a lot more understanding of one another and just have fun with it. She said, I mean, we just make things that are so simple, so much more complicated than it needs to be. I just think that everybody needs to just relax. Usually
on these shows, we'll bring up a topic. And I usually, if I have a guest, we'll listen to guests. If not, we'll talk about it. And I usually have advice for folks. This was one I just wanted everybody to sort of hear. Mm-hmm. Because I think, especially the black community right now, and I can't, many different causes, we talked about them. I think like the right folks aren't meeting the right folks. And I think it's a lot of angst and bitterness or whatever. So hopefully, I mean, from a few hundred to maybe 1,000 folks see these types of shows. I just wanted to share and hear. And I'm not, I'm not here to combat anything. I'll bring on some guys next week to let women hear what the guys are thinking. But you all brought up some eye-opening things. I mean, I did not know that there were guys out here acting like prima donnas like they were.
There are. And you know what, though?
That's news to me.
But
it sounds right based on what I'm seeing.
I think that everyone could stand to take a look in the mirror.
Right.
And see who am I? Where can I do the work? Right. Like if I'm not where I need to be in certain levels, then where can I do the work that I attract the person that I want to attract?
Right.
And then stop pointing fingers at other people. Like, if you're not aware of yourself, then you will never pick a good mate.
True.
Right.
True.
Like you're going to just pick garbage. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Or your standards are going to be so high that you miss a mate. Like as Megan pointed out, like you'll miss a good person because your ego is just preventing you from being able to recognize a good person when you see one. So.
Yeah. I just want for any women who are biting into, because a lot of these guys are making connections and disappointing people, I guess. So I like what they said. Women are the prize, no matter if we do have to ask, right? But women sort of choose. Because we take a lot of swings, right?
Right.
But eventually, we're only going to, you decide who you want to be with. We're going to see, who want to be with us.
Right.
So I want most women to keep that in mind, that they are the prize. That was good feedback that you all gave. I wish we had a whole nother hour. I almost want to bring, because what I was going to get at is I want to know, because if you meet guys that you don't like, I would go to a different place. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, up until 5 minutes ago, there was no place to go.
If you're getting results that you don't like, then you do something different.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, just change it up. Like, you have to.
My wife told me not to bring her up because I get in trouble.
Oh, here we go.
But I'm going to say this. Before we were dating, I used to know, and she would, and this is a tip for women, she didn't really go to regular parties. Like, if she heard Puffy was having a party for the NFL after party, Super Bowl, that's where they went. So you got to go where the fish are. You know what I'm saying? If you want to fish, you got to go where they are. And if you're doing the same thing over and over, you're going to say, that's men or women.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to the same party with all your friends, then you're going to just be surrounded by the same crowd of people.
Right.
So that's not going to help you. If you've already ruled them out.
If you're going out to meet guys, when I go out to have a good time. I just happen to meet people when I go out. I don't go out to say,
well, you know why?
This guy.
Guys like to watch, like when you're having a good time, you're never more attractive. Like, people love to see people having a great time. They want to be part of your good time. So that's what you really should
But there's nothing wrong with going out trying to... Look, we work hard to get an education. You plan for it. You do it. You work hard to buy a house, a car. There's nothing wrong for putting some thought and energy to finding a mate. God gave us a brain. He don't just drop them out the sky all the time. So that might be drop your handkerchief where the fellas are.
Yeah, I know. I am a big advocate of positioning yourself.
Absolutely. So there's nothing wrong with going out saying, I want to find a man. Let me go make myself available and seen. That's all I'm saying.
Fair point.
It's only Kris the Critic advice I give.
We are at the bottom of our hour and almost the top of the In the Zone. We got to clear out of here. But
ladies, I want to thank you all for coming out. Gina B, I know you want to close us out, please.
Oh.
Because I might want to have our guests back. I like this group.
It would be nice. Now, you guys were wonderful. I really appreciate you guys showing up as guests for us and providing such wonderful opinion, feedback, thoughts, etc. And stay tuned for next week when the guys do the same thing. All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you.